everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Dungeons and Dingnuts, where we have
high entertainment and low intelligence.
Yeah, I forgot the line, and then he burped, so it just made it better.
I was gonna say excuse me, and then I just blew it in the face.
A show of our intelligence, truly.
Why is it we have one of these unintentionally every time? I swear we don't plan this, guys.
It makes it much funnier.
Much funnier.
Burning Whisper, you have 44 HP. I have to increase the damage of the monsters. I'm gonna get
Hey.
Don't be cheating over
Please consider don't.
Yeah. So, besides our high amounts of ace or health and our low intelligence, we are back with Aventara here today, and we will be picking up right where we left at this small little harbor town, and tensions high. I think, at least for me, tensions are high.
He's angry.
Yeah, intercrew tensions have been lower in the game.
Yes, that's true. Absolutely. I didn't get to crash the ship this time. Eli did that. Actually, did two of them.
What do you mean?
Supposed to be my
You
job.
helped with it.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, when it was going up, you started tipping it upward and then it fell down.
No, that was because the post fell on top of the control panel and started lifting itself up.
Yeah,
That was your fault.
that was because you
Well,
did
we
that.
actually lit the boat on fire.
Yeah, they lit the boat on fire.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. It was his fault.
I crashed the ship.
It feels great,
Alright,
doesn't it?
Alright, so next time crash
Watch
the ship,
out,
who's
Ethan.
this? You or me?
I'm never crashing
Oh,
a
it's,
ship.
it's my job, actually. Anyway.
How are you going to crash the ship? What is your plan?
Jump down on it.
You know what, that probably work. Shoot your amount of
the
armor
cannon.
that you wear.
They go through the ocean, too.
Once I get my plate armor, I'll just... Alright. I was like scuba diving, so just fall off onto the lower boat instead of like an anchor. It's me. I die.
Oh wait, you did sink a ship. No, you didn't sink a ship. You slowed down an enemy ship.
We dropped an anchor through their ship, which is pretty cool.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was the
Great time.
smartest thing.
That was fun.
Yeah. Well, we've already started the recap, so I might as well just start it from the beginning and just like quickly go through that. But yes, last time, our group of intrepid adventurers were forced to find a way to escape from some pirates who lured them into a trap. After fighting and escaping from an old enemy, Captain Brass, they had an intense chase with Esmeralda, barely managed to get away alive, and then as they traveled in much tension on the ship, Hugh spotted in the distance someone following them on a dragon who appeared to be possibly injured, possibly undead. At that point, you continued on and have found yourself, yes, at this small harbor town. So, Flynn, according to your map, this place is called Triude. It is one of the things marked on your map due to the fact that it is a stationary island, not like a floating stationary island, like a real-life island that actually just like stays where it is because it's a normal island.
That's weird.
In terms of islands,
that's normal.
like real-life islands, like it's pretty small. That said, that would mean that it's like a mid-sized floating island. It has a decent trade settlement on it. That's about all that your map says about it. As you've gotten closer, you can see that calling this thing an island might be a little bit of an exaggeration. It's more like just like a big rock sticking out of the water, with like occasional places where plants are growing on it. It doesn't look like the nicest place to live.
That's not an
But-
island. That's a boulder.
You know, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, a very large boulder. Whatever it is a large stone thing made out of stone that sticks out of the water, and people live on it and visit it. It is also right next to the main current, which makes it a very convenient trade location. As you approached it, you also saw a decent number of smaller dragon-type creatures, which is to say they're large size class. The smaller ones are large, the biggest ones are huge. And they just kind of are chilling, sticking on the sunny part of it. There's like 50 or so of them that you guys can see. And yeah, that's about as far as you've gone. You've docked on one of the shadier spots to avoid being nearby the dragons that are basking in the sun.
Yes, we made sure to avoid those dragons.
It is also noticeably colder here than anywhere you've visited before in your travels with the Dragon Sea.
I enjoy the cold very much.
You usually enjoy the cold, but right now it's like uncomfortably cold for all of you.
No, I hate the cold.
He was joking.
Ah, good.
He's a
You, Duger, legitimately do probably enjoy the cold somewhat. It is still just like a little uncomfortably cold for you.
Oh, makes sense. So it is freezing.
Yeah, it's pretty dang cold. You won't die being out here, but it's
It's
cold.
cold.
Kind of like how it is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, where it is right now, we're recording this in November. It's gotten cold.
Happy November 1st.
No. I thought you were gonna go into Christmas. Like, no, don't you dare.
Merry Christmas.
Woo!
Nathan,
No!
take 3 psychic damage.
Stop that!
You're lucky that you only got a 3. I was rolling a d20.
That's a bit of match, isn't it?
Just no, not Q Skeevy.
Nate.
Nate.
How much health does the commoner have?
4.
All still
At
Nate.
10. Yeah, not much. All right, Nate, hold still. I need to cut this brain damage.
It's okay, I'm dying already.
Alright.
Alright. Anyways.
Oh.
That's fun.
Yeah. So, you guys are docked. What would you like to do?
Probably just gonna get off the ship, and I'm just gonna kind of start kind of looking around, look for general stores, look for any sort of like weaponry stores, armory stores, blacksmithing, things like that.
All right. So you go. First of all, you look around. There's nothing nearby where you are because you're in the shady spot, and there's nothing built here to avoid the dragons. But there's a little goat trail that you can follow. It's a little bit tough to get through, but you climb up it, and after just a minute or two of walking, you get up to the village. Yeah. So in the village, like it would be a small town by most places' standards. The homes look like they're well made. There are plenty of shops of all sorts of random types.
Tavern.
There's a tavern,
Oh,
an
nice.
inn, a tavern and inn called the Dragonel's Wing. You can see a blacksmith shop out front. You very easily recognize that. There's also like what looks like a tailor and leather maker's shop put together. A place that there's a small shipyard with plenty of materials, including the specialized materials needed in order to make dragon sea ships, including some mithril and various other magic materials. There is at the blacksmith shop. There is an armory right next door, and yeah, a couple of other random things, various homes.
Okay, makes sense.
Last note of what you noticed just on first impression, there is a decent mix of races here. You see an elf, which is not super common to see, mostly humans as is normal. You see a minotaur chilling out front of the blacksmith shop wearing a leather apron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I see any dwarves or Duergar?
You do not see any dwarves or Duergar.
Got it.
Dwarves as far away from the Iron Heights are not common, so like
Makes
that's
sense.
not a surprising thing in most circumstances, but the fact that you're coming here for that, like, it is a noteworthy thing. Thank you for pointing it out.
Makes sense. Got it.
Did any of you guys go with Duger?
I'm going with Duger.
Alright. Burning Whisper and Flint, what are you guys
We get
doing?
along pretty well.
I'm going to
Yeah.
the tavern.
I'd say so.
Alright, so you did go with those two.
Well, I'm
To get
I
to
guess.
town.
I'm
Alright,
just
cool.
going right
Flint,
into the
what are
tavern.
you doing?
I not trusting this town, staying on the ship and trying to make what little repairs I can, and just kind of
You don't have materials.
yeah, just kind of like it's more of less of okay, let me try to fix it, but just like looking at it, it's like okay, I need to get this, I need to go grab this material. I'm like thinking of what he needs to get, and also just kind of like going through his brain process, trying to calm down a bit. So he's just taking some nice alone time.
Question for you, 1 second, I'll get to you in a second. Did you write down how much damage the ship took
Yes.
last time? Okay. And did you write down how much gold it takes to restore hit points?
I don't think I wrote down how much it takes to
Alright,
restore hit.
write that down now for future reference, just in case I forget it. I believe that the standard I set for the moment, like the standard price is 1 gold piece per hit point.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that.
That is not the official D&D rules, but those are ridiculous, so we're not doing that.
Are there official D&D rules?
Yes. To
Oh,
repair 10 gold pieces per hit point.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But in the Dragon Sea, these sort of things must happen, so that they're used to it, and so they've got the supplies on thing. It's not that hard to get.
They're really good.
They're pretty good at it. That also includes labor, and you can do that yourself.
Yeah.
The 10 gold pieces thing, so yeah.
Yeah, so he's just walking around the ship, looking at it, taking care. Also, kind of like bandaging himself up after getting hit with the huge lightning blast. Just like that really hurt. So he's just like taking some self care here.
I'm at 26.
Forgot that you guys haven't taken a long rest yet. Probably should throw a comment.
I was just about to ask what time it was.
It's pretty late in the day.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
The sun is starting to get lower in the sky. And as it does, it gets even colder.
Noting that it is getting very cold. That's bad. Sorry. My brain kind of stopped working for a few seconds.
Alright, and Wesley, you had a question, yes?
Oh no, that was my question.
Okay.
What time?
Sorry.
There's
I am gonna walk up to the Minotaur and just be like, accent. Oh my goodness. Hello. How are you doing?
As you say that, the Minotaur just like jerks around, like looks around, and like looks down, and sees who's like, well, and you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. We're kind of just traveling through, and I just was wondering, like, we're heading up to the Northern Isles, and was just wondering if you knew anything about them.
Well, it's good that you're there to ask. I'm sorry, that's bad.
That's okay.
I changed the voice slightly. It's not a healthy place for visitors to go without information.
That makes sense. You surprise me.
What do you wish to know?
Well, what are maybe some things that we would need going up there? Equipment, materials, things like that.
And what do we need to look out for? I'm also with him, so he just this tiny dude and
Whoop-a-doo.
Do you have clothing?
Clothing like warm weather clothing? Or cold weather clothing?
Yes. If you are not one of the few natural-born races that are capable of surviving such extreme colds, you'll die your first day there. Feel how it is now. Once the sun goes down, you'll die of exposure if you stay out the night. It gets significantly worse the moment you cross the border into the Isles.
And where can he purchase his clothing? What choice?
He reaches out, a meaty finger, like points at the leather worker shop, tailor things like. They make fur coats over there.
I see.
You may have some difficulty with some of your armor wearing this at the same time, but if you have coin, they have accommodation.
Makes sense. Cool, thank you for that. And do you sell weapons here at the blacksmith shop and armory sorts?
I do.
Very nice. We might have to come back and take a look at it a little earlier tomorrow.
It's wise. I was getting ready to close up shop. Most places, the tavern accepted, homes don't have anyone in them after dark. It's just not wise to be out in the cold at that time.
Is it dark yet?
You've got like an hour more daylight.
So we can probably head to the
Taylor shot. Yeah.
Get something before. Well, thank you for the information. We'll make sure we come back and talk to you tomorrow.
We do appreciate it.
I have a question for you too before you leave.
Mm-hmm.
You two both have the look of smiths about you. Your tools.
Oh, yes.
If you plan on practicing your craft out up there, make sure to find yourself a source of magical fire.
Ooh.
You yourself seem to be quite proficient in both magic fire and smithing.
Yes, I can create fire. It shouldn't be an issue.
Something that you can maintain at the same time as smithing. Non-magical fires are snuffed instantly up there.
That might be an issue. Does train on fire?
It's magical.
It's concentration for a minute, so theoretically you just keep casting it. But
But
that
if your
might get in the way
concentration
of-
gets broken, then it goes out immediately.
But I also do have stuff like elemental probably isn't enough to do a forge, but do you?
Metal, I wonder if that'll work.
I think that's only a minute duration, and that's a spell slot. I don't want to use.
That makes sense.
Do you know of any items or relics we could bring with us that could provide such a heating element?
I know know of plenty. They're always in high demand and bought up immediately and rarely for sale.
I see.
Also extremely rare, as most magic items are.
You have a good point. And what is your name, good sir?
He holds out his fist, his like meaty fist, shakes her hand. My name, bleh, can't speak.
Both of us.
We're all struggling tonight.
Name is Crimson Infest. I'm Randerful.
Pleasure to meet you, Crimson Fist.
I am Duger.
I am Kiyua Skeevy.
Last thing, if you plan on going to the Isles, getting welcome is difficult. But I wish to you, may you always have find light, shelter, and fire. He nods to you and goes back to start closing the shop.
We should get
To
some.
you, my friend.
I have a question. What did you say his clan was again?
Randerful.
Clan Reindeer. I'm not being done that serious. I would get destroyed.
Actually, as you think of that and notice it, you notice that on his coat he has a reindeer symbol emblazoned.
No.
It actually, Duker, you do not notice this,
Okay.
unless you wish to point it out to him.
No, that's one of his comments to himself that he's going to keep. We should head to the tailor shop and buy things, not for us, because not only for us, but for our companions as well. They're not with us.
I agree with that. Do you have armor?
Yes.
What type of armor?
Chainmail.
Hey, me too.
That should be
Chainmail
pretty
should be
easy
fairly
to
easy.
accommodate.
Just get a
Easy
gamut
to cover
underneath
up.
and that should be fine.
Well, yeah, but it's cold and it conducts heat.
True.
You don't
You
want
put
to touch
something
your
over
skin.
it, it's fine.
Exactly. But
Well, normally-
it's got to be fitted.
Yeah, normally chainmail is worn with a gambeson, so I would imagine that there's already some layer padding as well as that. So we'll have to put something on top of that. Easy.
I also
Bulky.
it
Bulk
might
his heck.
it might be a good idea that we just get blankets for the night so they can use the blankets and then they come back to the tailor shop tomorrow and get their own tailor fitted.
That's true.
Having blankets could also be a very wise idea.
Yeah.
So let's get blankets for all four of us, and then I might need a really big blanket. And then as well as some clothes for both of us.
So we'll head to the tailor shop. That's something that we'll do.
All right. You go to the tailor shop. This one is staffed by a random standard human woman.
Okay, makes sense. Just gonna say hello.
Hello, welcome to my shop. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm Duger.
I'm
Go for it.
Kiyosaki, and we are needing some cold winter. We need some warm clothing.
Wow, we all can't talk today. This is hilarious, guys.
This is
a problem.
I'm doing just
very,
fine.
very interesting.
I think
All
I
right.
share the psychic damage among all of us. Sorry.
All right. Well, what sizes are you two? She seems extremely concerned looking at both of you.
Small and large.
Extra large.
And extra small.
Extra small and extra large.
Extra small but wide.
Yes.
Extra
Alright.
small but like large in terms of width. Round, if you will.
I am a ball.
Yeah, now you know.
Thanks.
All right.
You're welcome.
I don't think I have anything in stock in either of your sizes.
I was not expecting.
I guess.
We also may need some accommodations for armor. Where we'll be traveling, we'll want it, but also the cold weather capability.
Of course. I'd be happy to help out. Might I? She reaches behind the table and pulls out a measuring tape. Might I take a few measurements for you? Would you?
Of course.
All right.
And in addition, we will also need blankets for us and 2 other companions.
That would be a very good decision for tonight. As I don't know if you've been around here for much. Many people pass through here without ever noticing very much, but it can get very cold here. And I'll tell you, the last time I was out without any warmth, she's gonna just talk and, the various
Alright.
fluff, unimportant stuff as she's measuring you the whole time.
To make it not awkward.
As I stand there, stiff, iron stiff.
Uh-huh.
I will be listening for any important information that she says.
As will I, but I'm
She appears to be in town gossip, But she's talking about all sorts of things that you don't need to know about, like how Halima down the street borrowed a pen and refuses to give it back to Oscar. Oscar, she thinks it's because her husband had a disagreement with Oscar, and like now they're not talking anymore. But it's still rough. Obviously, have to give it back, and like all sorts of dumb, unimportant things. But in it, a couple like she does bringing up a couple of like important things. For one, like. She doesn't bring up important things, but like you gather in between, just like she mentions like tensions, like she talks about basically two groups of people almost completely separately. Like she talks about Kron Rangerful occasionally, and then seems to talk about anyone else she mentions that she doesn't like say like mention being part of that clan, almost as if they're two completely different groups. You gather that there are people from both. The latter being far more common. Not very many of From Rangerful actually live here. But yeah, you gather that there appears to be some sort of major distinction between the two.
Interesting. I do want to try and get her to talk more like, oh, well, this Kron Rangerful, it is a clan that I have never heard of.
You never heard of them? Well, which clans have you heard of? They're the most common around here. I don't think I've ever met anyone that's not from Kron Rangerful outside of the circle. Well, of course, except for the Kron Doragon warriors that are over here occasionally. They like to take out the pirates that go over here, but I wouldn't say that they like it very much. They do it, but they don't really particularly enjoy it. They say it doesn't provide any glory or anything like that. Apparently they have a very low opinion of the pirates, even lower than the rest of us non-clan members. But yes, it's quite irritating. But yes, the Ron Rangerful, they're usually pretty nice people, visiting around, always in their ships and their fleets. I think there's one ship in town tonight, but it's hard to get to know them very long. They're always on their way, traveling to the next spot. It's awfully unfortunate what happened to their home. But of course, moving on to the matter of price, she's going to put away the tape. I assume that you want it to be designed to be able to be worn with armor without impeding your movement too much.
As much as possible.
That would be ideal, yes.
Alright. I hope that you have the price, the coin for it then, because it can be quite pricey to get materials and also the labor itself. And when will you be wanting it by? The amount of time that you want to do with it will significantly increase the price depending on how much you do it. I have multiple assistants that help me out.
However long it will take for you to complete, we are in no rush.
Alright, if you'd like me to do it in a rush order, I can hire some extra hands and we could probably get it done for you by the end of tomorrow, but otherwise, if I'm working on it on my own, then I can keep on going. I can keep on working for hours and hours. But you know, it can be.
I'm gonna pull out my coin thing and just like slam it on the table.
How much money is in it?
200 gold pieces. How much? Those rules.
If you would like it tomorrow, I could probably get it to you. How many? Is it just for the two of you?
There are two other companions of ours as well, which we will bring them in tomorrow for their tailoring. So we do not expect this by tomorrow evening. However, sooner-ish. Not super rushed, but...
Well, I can hire a couple of other hands. If there are two more, they'd obviously come in to get measured before I could start work. But I suppose to accommodate the armor and for a faster but not too fast job, I could say 15 gold pieces a piece.
He's going to pull out 60 gold pieces and just drop them into her hands.
Thank you for your generosity, sir. Is there anything else I can provide you with here? I have quite the selection of other items as well, if you would be interested.
Blankets, if that would be fine.
Ah, yes, blankets. I remember you mentioning that. So she's gonna start talking again non-stop as she goes like pointing out random blankets.
I'm just gonna give like a.
I wanted to talk more about the Ron Rangerful.
She's gonna pull out like several blankets, and put them in front of you. She, in between random tidbits about random pieces of gossip and things like that, she's going to mention that the cost, they're high quality blankets. They should protect you from basically anything out there. They're not completely waterproof, but they're pretty good. And she'll charge she can give you 2 for 1 gold piece.
2 for 1 gold piece? I'm just gonna take out 10 gold pieces and say, here you go. We'll take 4. I have 1,250 gold pieces worth of stuff.
She is going to give you 8 blankets because she insists that more is always better up if you intend to go north.
That's a good point.
Okay,
you
okay.
Pay for it more than
We'll
enough,
take it and we'll walk.
Yeah.
Thank
Didn't
you
even
for
ask
your
what
time.
her name is. What her name is.
I don't want to know. She didn't tell us. I introduced myself.
You know, she probably would have mentioned it along the way.
No.
You don't know her.
We are good.
Sometimes it's fun to play those sorts.
Oh,
play
boy.
those NPCs.
Well, I think up next we're going to. So where do you think the other two are? Did they say where they were going? Did you guys say where you were going?
I just walked off silently while you guys were looking.
I find it likely he went to a tavern as he likes to drink.
Probably. I can
Even if it's not alcoholic.
And I didn't see Flynn leave the boat, so I will take some blankets to him. You can take these ones to.
I think we should all just meet back at the boat. I don't think any of us should spend the money to stay in the inn tonight.
Should we go grab them then from the inn?
I'll
See the DM's reaction.
You take the blankets back. I'll stay with him at the bar and make sure he gets back.
Okay. I will. Poof. All the blankets. All 8 of them. Or, yeah, 8.
That would actually be a lot of stuff. A lot of volume.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty big too. I have a lot of volume as well.
I know.
I'll take those back to the boat and you guys do your thing.
I'll go into the tavern and talk with them then.
Alright, description of the tavern now, because we finally actually got there. You've
Yay.
been there for a while, but you just walk in and see Burning Whisper like seated at a random table. This is a little bit of an odd like layout for an inn that you've seen. The very, very center of the room, there's an enormous fire, just like blazing away, surrounded with hearthstones. And standing at the side of it, like at the side tending to the fire, is a one second. There is a there's a pretty small human woman, who is like, she's completely focused on tending the hearth, nothing else. And then there's one more random guy. Then there's one more person who is occasionally like walking over and like bringing food to the people or breaking out drinks. He currently there's like 6 mugs on the table in front of him.
On the D100.
Wow. Okay. Well,
You're standing there.
I must be intoxicated.
I'm sorry for these people.
same. I'm very sorry. I'm frozen.
What?
Yeah.
In this weather, absolutely you are.
Yeah. Even the DM's getting cold here.
I've just been sitting there silently drinking the cheapest drink I could buy.
All right. You've spent 5 copper pieces and that's it.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just sitting there silently.
Really cheap drink.
Yeah. It tastes pretty awful, but like.
It's alcohol.
It gets the job
It's
done.
very intoxicating, so I need you to make me a Constitution saving.
This is basically vodka.
You guys ever heard of Everclear?
Cheese dice.
Everclear.
Dies.
That is not the right dice.
Wait, which one do you want me? D20?
Constitution saving throw. So yeah, D20.
Please
Unless
don't
you want to add
I got
more.
the cheese dice.
I'm not taking the DC for doing the lower.
Yeah, 21, baby.
All right. What did you add anything to that?
Yes.
All right. Cool. You're barely not intoxicated.
Yowzers.
Yep. All right. So
That's
that's what you
fine.
find when you go in here.
I'm going to walk up to the bar.
There's not a bar in here.
There's not a bar, it's just a table.
Yeah, it's just tables, the big central fireplace, and what looks like a door that goes to a kitchen.
I'm going to just sit down at the table that tea is at then. And I'm just going to order an alcoholic drink, an alcoholic beverage. But I'm going to spend a little bit more money. I'm going to buy like a nice, like
The second lowest
a
price.
nice ale.
All right. When the
trying to
guy
get rid of your
walks up
gold?
to you, he is not dressed as warmly as the people outside were, but like he's wearing like what looks like a sheepskin vest and things like that. And on his upper right shoulder, there's the same reindeer insignia that you saw. It looks like Celtic, almost dwarf, like the Celtic designs that dwarf are associated with dwarves in this world. It looks like those sorts of design elements have gone into it. And it's like big tattoo right on his deltoid, on his right shoulder.
Would I notice this?
Absolutely, it is extremely noticeable.
Okay, makes
This
sense.
is also a very large man. Like, not particularly fat, but like extremely muscular. Not super tall either, but like he looks like he's like 5'10", but with the muscles, like he's almost built in dwarf proportions as a human. Like that's ridiculous.
Now we understand what you're saying.
Goodness!
Goodness indeed. But yeah, he's gonna walk like he comes over like carrying like
Dwarf.
like an enormous amount of stuff on one plate. Places another of the extremely cheap drinks in front of you. And and he's just gonna like start turning to walk away.
Does he have an ale? Or did he?
This is the first time you've seen this guy. You haven't
Sir,
heard
just
anything.
quick question.
Yep.
Can I order an ale, please?
Ale? Oh, is that one of your southern drinks?
Possibly. What do you drink up here?
I don't know. They don't have names in your common tongue. Closest I could say is
What do you speak?
he starts speaking in a language that you don't speak. Like, you know how like me and you are fluent in Spanish? It's like hearing Portuguese from as a Spanish speaker. You can tell what he's saying, but it's not the same language.
Does it sound like?
It sounds like Dwarvish.
Sounds like Dwarvish? I'm just gonna start speaking to him in Dwarvish and say I don't recognize that language, but it sounds like what I speak.
Ah, yes. You must. So you're a dwarf then?
Yes, I'm Dwargar.
Hard to.
He does fit the size.
Haven't met one before.
It makes sense. We're not common outside of the Underdark.
I mean, a dwarf. Like, I just assume if you were different from other dwarves, I'd have no way of knowing.
Very different.
But yes, he starts describing the drinks. They don't have the same name as anything that you know in Dwarvish, but basically, from what you get, they're
That's weird.
basically equivalent of some sort. Like they're out of fermented fruits. So I guess they count more like wine than anything, but really, really fermented to make them extremely alcoholic.
They had lots of yeast.
That's for the grain ones. That's not how you ferment fruits.
Well, yeah. You had sugar to fruits. I grew up in the Napa Valley.
I know this because history class.
The Napa Valley, wine country.
Oh, okay.
They make the best wine in the world.
I watch it on YouTube.
Don't even try and fight me on that. You know my stuff.
The French people are getting angry.
Yes, they are. So are the Italians. Chaos!
We will fight the Italians.
I am Italian.
We will fight the Italians.
That's fair.
Start a brawl.
I'm also Italian. That's fine.
Anyways,
Anyway,
we're going so
I'm
off
gonna
track.
order. I'm just gonna order one of the things that sound somewhat familiar. Probably a wine at that point, then. Something made from grapes.
Are you on the way back to the boat right
Yes.
now? Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get to these.
No worries.
Alright, cool. You grab something. They don't have grapes, anything here. Apparently
Okay.
that doesn't grow around here.
Makes
but
sense.
you get something. It'll cost you, how much? It'll cost you 5 copper pieces for a mug.
Okay. It's fine.
That's how much it said. You asked for ale, so I'm just using the standard things right here.
No, makes
The
sense.
equivalent.
Makes sense.
But
makes
yeah.
sense.
When you get it, it is very, very intoxicating. You need to make me a saving throw against poison.
Against poison?
That's
so
what
I-
alcohol is.
I have advantage.
You have advantage.
You do. That's why I mentioned that it is against poison.
I have advantage. Didn't help. Freaking dang it.
Well, actually,
Yeah, but
This is all going
What did
according
you
to
get?
my
he barely
plan.
passed the 21.
yeah, but he's drunk a lot more than you.
I
What
got
did you get?
13.
Yeah, you're still drunk. Okay.
Lightweight.
This is going according to my plan.
How's a dwarf lightweight? I don't know.
Bad rolls is how. Okay.
Take your dice back. I'm sorry.
All right. So, we're gonna take a quick break from you two and move on to you two. So, as you start heading back, the sun goes down below, and oh boy, is it cold! Like, it gets really, really cold. And as you're walking back, you notice that the dragon creatures that were around, like, they get agitated and start flying over closer to the side of the island that you guys stay,
After he
went to
switches
stay
out,
at.
he'll
They're now taking cover inside of some caves over there that you didn't
Look
notice
at me.
before.
I see.
Yeah. So Flint, you notice this also.
Yeah,
The
as soon as
dragons
I
are coming over here.
I'm just like, I'm just seeing them come over. I'm like, I don't like this. Like thinking of, should I move the boat over to where they were before? I could do that, but also they won't know where the boat is. Well, actually, do I care if they know where the boat is? I do care where they know where the boat is. It's just gonna like go into the like captain's quarter of the boat and just kind of like hide in there. Also going for warmth. But like it's getting cold, I'm gonna go inside where it's a little bit warmer,
Yeah, it
but
gets
also
warm.
hiding.
So yeah, so since you're in the shady part of the thing, it's actually going to be like dangerously cold right now. Like,
Just I don't like the cold. This is not good.
and Q, you will eventually show up like shouldering 4 blankets or
Eight. I have all
sorry,
those.
8 blankets. Yeah, 8 blankets. So, like over one arm, just walking down like.
You hear this boom, 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 and you're like, oh, I know that voice. I know that.
You know those steps.
I'm like,
That's not a dragon.
it's like not a dragon. No,
Even worse.
no.
I'm gonna come into the cabin where you are because I kind of figure where you'd be. I'm gonna set the blankets down. It gets very cold, and I'm gonna toss you 2 of them.
Thank you. Just gonna wrap it around myself and. Okay.
We should be expecting the others arriving sometime soon, preferably sooner rather than later.
Not a chance.
I can't carry that, man.
Suddenly you guys feel a thud on the deck.
I swear, if there's a dragon on my boat.
I'm gonna walk out and.
There's a dragon on the boat. Shoot! It's a pretty, in terms of size, it's pretty middle of the pack. Like it's on the border between large size class and huge size class. It looks like it's different from most dragons you've seen. It resembles more of a wyvern than an actual dragon. Like it's got its hands are on its wings and it's walking around like that. And it appears to just kind of be huddled in a corner. Like when you come out, it looks at you and hisses but makes no aggressive movements towards you. It just is hunkering down and taking shelter from the wind.
Does it look like it's cold?
Anything.
Okay, alright.
It's cold. You're just
That was a stupid question.
I come out and it's just Q Skeevy? What is that doing on my ship?
I'll take care of it. Go back to the cabin.
Get it off my ship. I'm just gonna
It's also
hide.
covered in this thin layer of hair.
I'm gonna hide in the door frame, just watching, huddled in my blanket, just get that thing off.
It'll be off by morning. And I'm gonna grab
Morning! That's unacceptable. Get off now!
Look at it. It's freezing.
And so am I.
Then get back in the cabin.
Excuse me?
I'm going to pull out some metal thing I've got and cast elemental weapon on it, so it's fire imbued. And you're this will keep you warm.
Are you giving it to Flynn?
I'm giving it to Flynn. I'm
cool.
here's my hammer. Now it's on fire. Not enough to hurt you, but it'll definitely keep you warmer.
That's strong, but I'll take it
There's
as
a
much as I
spell
can.
slot for that. Just
You know what? Elemental weapon is going to be a very useful spell.
It's
yeah, I figured.
thank you. I would still appreciate the dragon off of my ship.
I will speak to it if I can.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to I have several blankets on because it's cold, and I'm gonna bring one out to it, and I'm gonna, as I'm approaching it, it's kind of, so I'm gonna slowly kind of slow down and speak to it in Draconic. Can you understand me?
Can it understand you? Okay.
I think majority is
Could you roll me an animal handling check as you do?
Oh boy, I can. I'm gonna pray because there's a dragon on the deck.
Concentration spell.
Elemental weapon's not concentration. Oh, it is. Oh, frick. Oh, it is. I didn't realize
Just
that.
huddled by my little warhammer, and then I'm like,
Goes out.
no, go.
All right. Well, that is a 19.
That is very good. All right, as you're approaching it, whispering in Draconic, it opens up its beak and hiss squawks at you, it's a little bit of a those banshee thing, those flying things from the Avatar movie, the blue people one.
Ah.
Yeah, the noise that thing makes, that at you. like the roar screech thing, like it does that. You like for a little bit, then like as you approach, like it does, like and like snaps, but like as you approach, like it doesn't make any really aggressive moves towards you. As you whisper in Draconic, like it seems soothed by your words. You
But
can't tell if it understands you, but like it doesn't respond. It definitely doesn't respond, but like maybe it understands you, maybe it doesn't. It definitely responds to the words, though.
I'm going to say, unfortunately, you cannot stay here for too long, but you can stay here until morning. And I'm going to bring out a blanket and kind of toss it on top of it. I'm like, it is a little bit small for you, but it should be better than nothing.
It's going to eat the blanket.
Covers it. The blanket is large enough to cover a decent chunk of it.
This is one of my size blankets.
Yes,
so-
it's a very large blanket, so like it can cover a decent amount of it, especially since like all curled up and trying to make itself a small spot right now. But yeah, you also notice that this thing appears to be like made out of one fur. Like it would be a very large animal that caused it, and it's definitely not like a bear. It looks honestly like kind of like a reindeer. But yeah, that is just something you notice as you notice after that.
Fascinating.
And yeah, the dragon creature's gonna like make another half-hearted hiss at you, but like
No.
it's clearly not making any aggressive moves towards you.
I'm going to pet the dragon. Just like,
You pat the dragon and it seems to calm down. Aren't you in the cabin?
No, I'm like still watching from the door and like, because I really want him to get it off.
he's like the 80s mom who's
Yep.
standing by the door. He's
It's like, get them off the lawn. Like I'm doing that through the door. I'm like, get it off.
All right.
Don't do a
You
blanket.
pat it on the head, and, like it just like it closes its eyes and like calms down.
and I'm going to then walk back towards you. I'll keep an eye on it tonight.
Is it gonna pay to stay on the boat?
I don't think
It is going to steal 5 more gold from you.
No. It's locked up.
And from your pocket, not the locked one.
I don't keep gold on me.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay, he'll steal your amulet then.
Why would he steal?
He'll give it back, but
I'm going
This
to
makes no
say,
sense.
I do not think it can understand. However, it should be gone in the morning.
I hope it's gone in the morning.
I will keep an eye on it all night.
I'm gonna turn and close the door and go back. Just dragons. I hate dragons.
And may I say a word?
Yes.
You seem to be quite on edge as of late, and I do know that as a captain, that is not healthy for you or the crew. And I also apologize for not stealing your eyeglass, but you were very reluctant, and I'm not sorry for seeing the thing, but I am sorry for how aggressive I was in taking it.
Just gonna like loosen his posture a bit, not as tight, and just. The last few days have been a little tense for me, if you would say that. And I think hopefully with a good night's rest I can explain it in the morning, but I thank you for your apologies, and I apologize for my attitude currently.
I hope you can rest well tonight.
I hope
And
so.
I'm going to find some place where I can sit watching it while still being reasonably warm with a blanket.
all right. Yeah, you wrap yourself in 2 of the blankets, and in a sheltered spot on the deck, you're able to watch it. Relative like for you, good comfort.
Comfort enough.
There's no longer sitting here cheering.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
I'm in the
back to the drunk
drunk
boy,
mates.
and to make you another Constitution saving throw.
As I
Were you still drinking?
Yes, of course he is.
Keeps warm.
Dang it, Raheem was good.
was a. Oh yeah, that's an 11.
Yeah, you're drunk now. But now our drunk boys are chilling in the bar, but no blankets and the sun down. Yeah, you're fine in here. It is nice and toasty in here.
I mean,
Hey.
they could still be about just be a little.
Duger.
Yes?
Who are you?
I don't know, but I've never been drunk before.
No.
I don't feel very good.
I'm gonna use Eli for comical purposes. Hey, Duger! Duger!
No.
Like, buddy, I don't know who you are. Like, who are you? No. Sorry.
I don't know myself anymore, if I'm being honest.
Why are you, like, short?
Oh, I'm a dwarf, silly.
What?
I'm a dwarf.
Dwarf?
Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
What is it? Dwarf? Oh yeah, we're people who live in the mountains and we're really short.
You must be rich then.
Rich? I would. No, we don't live in the mountains. We live like inside of them.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
What? Why are you here then? Like, aren't you supposed to be in the mountains?
Well, yes.
Wait, 1 second.
No.
Agreed.
Alright, you spent another 5 copper pieces, you spent another 1.
I worry for the sanity of our people.
So, why are we going to the Northern Isles?
Because I think there's some really cool stuff that might be important there.
Like dwarves?
Yes.
Dwarves aren't important.
They are in this case. They might be able to help you with your cool new sword.
I already got a cool new sword.
No. They might be able to help you know more about it.
No, I have like 3 swords actually.
You have 3 swords?
Yeah, it's kind of sweet.
Do they all do cool stuff?
1 second.
I hate this man.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
You sense that there is someone in the party that has been poisoned.
This is today's certified ding moment.
Continuing.
Don't drink,
Football's
guys.
on.
Yeah, do not drink. It's
Not
not
follow
fun.
the example of these.
Well,
fools.
I was just wondering, cause like, I just met you. So, well, you're like actually a pretty cool guy, and so I just kind of want to get to know you, right? Yeah.
What the heck? You're right. I like just met you and we're freaking like.
I like love you, dude. You're so awesome.
Dude.
Wait, hold
The
on.
barmaid's just like,
Waiter guy comes like super bulky dwarf proportioned human, walks over and puts
Hey,
more drinks on the table.
come back. Give him the one I got. I love it. I'll buy it too.
No,
What?
no. It's fine.
He'll buy mine then.
Guy
Shut up!
reaches over and just like looks over, like grabs another mug and like puts it in front of you. This is the one that he has.
I look at it like I grab it with
I
2 hands.
understand.
Thank you, Duger.
Shut up. I have 9 copper pieces now. The heck am I gonna do with 9 copper pieces? It's worthless.
Not worthless to me, buddy.
It's not. What are you gonna do? You'll buy 9 terrible quality alcoholic beverages.
Sure. Well, I so badly want to be sober again.
Get the cleric to cast
Yeah.
lesser restoration.
actually, you're nowhere near me. But
Sorry, DM will shut up now.
Man, I could just like stay here all night talking to you, man. Like, this is so awesome.
Very nice. Should we try and come back to the ship at this point?
Where?
To the ship.
What about it?
We need to go to sleep. We need to go back to it.
Oh, I could go to sleep right now.
I know you can go to sleep right now, but
Wait, I can't.
normally you have to
I
pay.
gotta finish this drink.
Is this an inn and a tavern? I don't know. We need to get back to the ship.
How about I'll just. Do I have to go?
Yes. Yes.
I just met you.
No, we've known each other for weeks, silly.
Actually, it's been like 8 days.
Actually?
No, it has been weeks, yeah.
Weeks? It's been weeks.
Oh yeah, because we were traveling together before.
Probably been months.
It's probably been months at this point.
How about we play a game, okay?
Okay.
Whoever can drink the most has to, whoever can't drink as much as me will have to tell me, their life story on the boat.
Buddy, you hardly sound drunk.
You've already caught up.
So it's an easy win, huh?
Yes.
Like
I
look at my eyes.
I say we play 20 questions on the boat. And whoever answers the question is to drink. How about that?
The guy that
Barman.
the bar guy comes over and just like places one more mug in front of each of you and says, "This one's on the house. Last round of the night. We're closing up for people aren't staying for the night."
Wait, can I get me and my new best friend a bottle to go home?
Come in the morning when you're sober.
I'll drink to that.
Spills your entire last mug all over your face.
I will be a little smarter about it and drink it.
All
and
right.
not spill it all over me.
I drink half of it, probably.
Because alcohol.
Yay. All right.
We'll head back to the boat at this point.
Where are we going?
The boat!
He's just pulling me off.
Do I find my way back? Do I have to make a history check?
You're gonna have to make me a navigation check.
Oh, what?
You're gonna have to navigate your way there. This is a wisdom check.
Wisdom.
I'm okay, wisdom.
Okay, he's helping you. Take disadvantage.
I'm helping you, buddy. Take out
This is a wisdom check, so I just add my wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I had better wisdom. I do not have good wisdom.
I don't either.
That's not terrible. It's an 8.
Not terrible, yes. All right.
If I didn't have disadvantage, it would have been 13.
Also not great, but not the worst. All right.
Yes.
So, as you two, as the blackout drunk are guiding the blackout drunk, there you guys are attempting to get back to the boat. You start walking over, and you remember how I described the path that you took to get from the boat to the village?
Yes.
No.
It's a goat path. Goat paths are steep.
Oh, God.
Rolling.
So,
Rolling.
you guys are going for a little while. I mean, you both need to make me either an athletics or an acrobatics check. Your choice.
Acrobatics.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, well, that or I could give it. You know what? Yeah, disadvantage, and I'll make the DC normal.
Not good for either of them.
I got an 11.
All right. Unfortunately, he's leading you, so that means that you guys are going with him. All right. You guys are walking together, and suddenly Duger slips and pulls Burning Whisper down with him. They go tumbling for a little bit. Burning Whisper, you take 6 bludgeoning damage,
Oh, no.
and you also take 6 bludgeoning damage. The dice don't like you today.
When
No, you're nowhere near that.
I have 9 hit points.
Then you just suddenly it just doesn't feel nearly as cold anymore.
We're getting hypothermia.
No, you just you look up and you see a little light down, and you fall into a cave and you look over and you see just a little light down.
Duger, buddy, where are you?
You're right next to each other. It's you're still grabbing each
Duger.
Punch you. Obviously not hard because I'm drunk.
Roll damage.
Roll damage. Do I roll the hit?
Yeah, roll the hit.
Well, disadvantage.
Yes, definitely.
Well, I take counteracts because he's drunk too, so it's just.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm just sitting there like a
Take
lost
that white
puppy.
dice.
Take the white dice?
Uh-huh.
It was a 12. What do I add to
Your
a
strength modifier.
What? My
and,
strength?
and proficiency.
So
You're proficient in unarmed strikes.
Strength. Oh, a +4, so that's a 16 to hit.
That matches.
Oh, yeah!
No, yeah, man. What the?
it means you
So
do
just 1 damage?
1 plus strength. 1 plus strength.
I have no strength, so I do 1.
Okay, cool.
Take 1
Yeah.
damage.
Alright, he
There you
punches
are. There you are, buddy. I think we're at the boat. So not. I sprawl on the ground. I'm
I'm just gonna curl up on the ground.
it's so not. I'm look, it's so warm.
was it? I think this is a boat too.
All right, you go to sleep. Q, after about 2 hours of not hearing or seeing anything of the other two, you start getting a little bit concerned. The dragon is asleep now.
I'm gonna step back into the cabin where I assume he's asleep as well.
Flynn, are you asleep?
Great question. It's like that halfway phase.
I'm gonna say they have no returns.
Do you know where they went last?
They were in the town. He was going to the tavern to find them, which means likely they are drunk and trying to find their way back.
Or not.
Or they're staying at that tavern.
You've traveled with them the longest. How likely are they to stay at the tavern?
They're probably.
Roll an insight check.
I'm good at that.
Well, it's the thing, dude.
I think that
normally
elemental weapon
get
is
drunk.
ended. So
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Really
elemental
strong
weapon is definitely
alcohol.
I don't get drunk either, dude. It's just really strong.
ended. That is a 20, dirty 20.
All right, so you know that you've never actually seen Duger get drunk before, but like
They're also 2 hours late.
they're also 2 hours late, so you're concerned about that. You've definitely seen him get drunk, and
I
like
like
it's
the
entirely possible that if he fell, he might if he tripped on the way back or something like that, then he could have brought Duger with him. That's not what happened. It happened the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the same
I can
general
hold my own
conclusion.
call.
I'm gonna go out and look for them.
Okay.
I'm like slowly like
I'm going to
crawling
I'm
over
going
to you
pull
because
out
you're like
some
a
rope
heat source.
Hold on.
and kind of
This is
like
a question
makeshift
that I
like
need to ask.
tie the.
One second, we'll get to that after we went into a second.
So I'm just gonna take some of the blankets, like more than 2 of them now, and like kind of tie them to myself, just so I can kind of have like a really temporary, really crummy warm coat.
All right, and Q, for all intents and purposes in the future, you will have advantage on any rolls or saving throws involving resisting the cold.
Okay.
For
this duration.
no, I don't mean for the clothing. Just
Okay.
I mean you.
That's fair.
because of who you are.
That's fair.
In detail.
For certain reasons.
That's fair. All right, I will then. Also, mainly so I can give it to them when I get to them.
All right.
The actual blankets. And say, are you staying here? Or do you wish to stay, or do you wish to come with me?
Well, considering Burning Whisper's ideas tend to lie on the dangerous side, you might need a little help. So I'll come with you. I'm just gonna like, Finn, stay in here.
I'm gonna help tie some blankets around you so you can kind of have that makeshift thing.
During the time that they were gone, would I have been able to use Arcane? I think I already used my Arcane Recovery, but no, I haven't.
No, you haven't. You can use it.
Yeah, and I'll
It's
do
definitely been more than a short rest.
What do I want to get back for this time? We'll do you.
All right. What was your question, Gavin?
Oh, I was just gonna say. I was gonna ask if I brought Galti with me. I feel like that's an important detail.
I don't think You know what Galti could get? Did you? Tell me. Did you?
I actually probably would have left him on the ship. I don't want to scare people.
All right. That's
Understandable.
probably a good decision.
This is where you see me like slowly.
You really need to get that.
kind of
option
start
on
spooning
drinks.
Duger.
Yeah.
You see me just start
I
spooning
still think I
Duger
spent my
because he's a heat source. So I'm just like,
Go ahead and do it. Do we got one at the end of
We gain one every time we level up, or is it certain levels?
It's when I give you. I give them to you for different reasons, like
Okay.
role play things, and I gave them as like you know how you got your charisma boost at the end of the last adventure.
You got
I gave
some-
them
okay.
points. Familiar points are related to a custom system I made for familiars to make them more interesting, and they're applicable to steel defenders also.
So yeah, we're gonna go searching for them for a bit. I'm gonna like hard veer from the dragon and just getting off the boat away from it, just like.
I am gonna grab a torch and be like, would it be wise to use the torch right now?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it'd be wise. I'm just gonna also hold the torch as much as I could use dancing lights. I'd rather stay warm.
So how are you lighting the torch?
I have a.
Do you have a tinder box or an adventurer's pack?
I have a tinder box.
All right.
I'm just gonna use firebolt.
That's a fair
Okay.
decision.
Boom!
All right. All right, cool. You guys are out. And is your plan? How are you searching for them?
So we're gonna. What I want to do is I want to kind of walking along the path to get back, and kind of like places where it could seem likely where they could have veered off the path, kind of do a little exploring, then come back, and then just kind of fish.
Yeah, just looking around, like, are there any... Okay, where's the tavern? Are there any inns they could have stopped by? Are they just out on the street, just, like, looking around, seeing, like, okay, where's the most likely place they would have gone, knowing who they are?
Investigation check, perception check.
I'm definitely praying to find these boys.
Okay, investigation.
Don't worry, like we're okay. Just by the way.
Are you sure about that?
10?
Absolutely.
16.
All right. As you're walking, you go the entire path up to the village and don't see any sign of anyone having walked this for a while. Also, snow is now falling and the ground is getting covered somewhat. The snow doesn't look particularly like it just barely started falling though. Like it quite possibly could have started falling before they ever started going. No one's walked on this path since the snow. Eli, once you get into town though, like you do notice that there's some tracks, and you mentioned going to like a tavern or an inn to see if.
Yeah, just kind of like, where could they have gone? How many taverns are there? Let me stop by, see if they know these descriptions of people.
All right, so there is a tavern and inn. They're the same building. You go to try to enter. It's locked. Do you want to knock, or what do you want to do?
Just... Running Whisper, Duger, anyone?
You knock on the door. No one answers at first. When you were just motioning to knock again, you knock again, and as soon as you do, like, a door opens, and there's a random human woman who just answered the door. She's mostly wearing a cloak that's covering most of her hair and most of her face and head, and on the shoulder is emblazoned with a reindeer symbol.
I'm sorry to bother you at this time of night. Just wondering if you might have noticed a young human and a short dwarf in what armor do you? Is it like heavy
No, it's
armor?
scale.
Like scale armor?
They were here.
Are they still? You said they were. Do you know where they went?
They said something about needing to return to the ship.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Just, you probably don't know, but how much did the human drink?
I believe that it was something around 8 mugs. Nothing too concerning. Most warriors should be able to handle that much.
Well, the thing is,
Did they
most should. This one, bless his soul, is not most.
Did they seem intoxicated?
Possibly. You Southlanders are odd to me.
Does she have elven features, by chance?
No, definitely not.
More human side?
Completely human.
Just like, okay. All right, well, sorry to wake you at this time of night and to get you out in the cold.
I
Thank
do not
you.
feel the cold.
Oh, that's neat. How do you do that?
I'm the Hearthkeeper. That is part of my blessing. Part of my duty and burden.
Oh, well, Hearthkeeper, actually, what is your name?
I am Elena.
Okay, need to write things down now.
Elena of From Renderful.
I've noticed that many people are from Renderful. I don't remember how it's
Ron Renderful.
Ron Renderful.
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 The only ones that are here are those of Ron Renderful and those who are Southlanders.
I see. And is there any reason for that?
The other clans do not wish to come here. We man this place as an outpost for our traders and for outsiders to be able to visit to bring supplies for trade.
I see.
I stay here to tend the heart for any visit.
Well, thank you for letting us know.
Thank you.
They walked that way when they left. She points off, and it is in not the direction of the ship. It's actually basically, it's not quite the opposite, but the path will definitely lead them to the opposite side of the island if followed.
Those fools.
Well,
We
We
Rest
appreciate
haste.
the assistance.
They always find welcome and warmth.
So we better hurry. Snow falling. It's not going to be good. While walking, following the direction that she pointed out, I'm just going to like talk.
Your torches get blown out. It won't relight. The temperature has also gotten noticeably colder as soon like about the time that happened. I need both of you to make me a Constitution saving throw against the cold.
Okay.
Oh boy. I love these. 11.
Dirty 20.
Both pass.
Oh, good.
Barely on your part.
Yeah, it's fine. Flint's fine. She's like, we need to hurry and find them. Because,
This is too cold with
Yes.
many layers. Let's rush.
Many ramshackle layers, but yes.
yeah, many layers. And as we're like walking, hurrying to try to find them, I'm just gonna like talk to Q. It's like, so you've traveled with Duger and Burning Whisper for a time, but I mean, why? What was your reasoning?
Wow, you really asked that out of nowhere, huh?
Yeah, just walking, conversation. Flint's just wanted to know some things. It's been a burning question of his.
Well, I admit they do get on my nerves at times. But at the same time, at the end of the day, they seem to do a decent enough job at helping others out and maintaining the order. Even though it is through underhanded methods at times, which I do not approve of. They help maintain the order, which is what I personally very focused on.
I've noticed, I guess, that you prefer to keep things on the order side. Again, you're a holy person, no disrespect to that.
None taken.
But, I mean, with the company you travel with seems very opposite of who you are. With your standards being very strong, I'm just curious.
I suppose it's a feeling other than myself. Something stood out to me about them that I cannot place. And I've stayed with them to, I suppose, investigate and see why it is that they've stood out to me so.
Investigating them, I'm not sure why. To understand their purpose in keeping order.
To understand why I feel drawn to them. Perhaps it is the workings of my God, or perhaps it is the machinations of a madman. It's hard to say for sure. Though I can also understand their plight. The dwarf especially. I was raised by dwarves. I know it may seem odd considering my size,
Quite strange.
but they were the ones who found me, and though they were opinionated at times, and in due time I found it in my best interest to leave them, and among that I found the other dwarf running as well, and decided to, well, maybe not running per se, but his kind among other dwarves, and among, from what I know, they are not taken kindly to, nor was I. The human is just an idiot.
No, we're only thinking character things right now.
The human is
just
okay.
said that.
The human is
Just an idiot.
rather interesting. And I will say that with the recent events of the prophecy, it does make more sense why I be with him, but I do believe it is directives from my God, if nothing else. But there is something else to it. We were in a bit of a pickle, as you say, and he was able to assist us in such a way that we were able to come out on top. So in a fight, he is quite handy, even if his mental resources are lacking.
I mean, that's one way of putting it. Yes, he's useful in a
Both
fight.
of you please make me a perception or investigation check.
Yes, I am percepting.
I'm not gonna find you guys.
That's okay. We'll probably
8.
be fine.
10.
I rolled really low. Both of you noticed this. The DC was like 5.
Oh, okay. Alright, that's fair.
As you're walking, you see that there are tracks in the snow in front of you now.
Tracks.
Interesting.
They're very chaotic tracks.
That
They
tracks.
do not like. It looks like either someone is trying to ditch someone, like avoid being followed, but forgot that they're in snow and all their tracks are going to be very clearly shown, or that they're just not able to walk in a straight line.
I mean, that could be our people. Looking at the tracks, do they vary in size of a smaller set of feet and a larger average?
They're so scraped and stretched that like stretched out, you couldn't tell what the size of the feet that made them are. It looks like
They
somebody
both appear
fell
to be-
down a couple of times both.
Quite drunk.
That's not good. Is the thing.
But the good thing is, you have a trail to follow.
Yeah, we have a trail, but it's getting dangerously cold.
Let us find them.
Oh, that's fine.
Speaking of Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
Ah!
Thank you for reminding me, Gavin. I'd forgotten.
Yes, you're welcome.
17.
22.
Pass.
I need them to make con saves. Can't be the only one tonight.
All right, cool. You continue walking, following the trail. If you wish to continue having conversation, that is fine. Otherwise, I will tell you what happens.
I think Flynn still has a few more questions for
Yes.
the big man here. Just sorry to pester you with a lot of questions. It's just I'd rather know the people I work with than not and be surprised later on. But who is Kyoskibi?
What do you mean by that question?
I mean, who are you? What I understand that you stand for order, but what else is there? I know nothing of you.
I'm a cleric of a god not oft-worshipped.
And who is this god not often worshipped?
Salzan.
Write that down because I
You probably already have it written down somewhere.
don't think I do.
I think you do.
Yeah,
You probably don't recognize where, but I told you, I brought this one up before.
It's just
So you can make it.
confusion. Sorry. I feel like there's something speaking in my ear. Something loud. It's like, and Selzan's a god of order?
No.
And what is he the god of?
In short, he's the god of cycles, I suppose. Life and death. The circle of life, as it may be called.
I'm not a big fan of the idea of cycles. Because it means, at least to me, there's not really much growth if things keep on repeating themselves.
A forest burns down, gives life to the new trees that can grow there. If those old trees had stayed there and had not burned down, then those new life could not be there. Do you consider that growth, or is that stagnation?
Well, yes, I consider that growth. But cycles of people, that's more of what I'm referring to.
I see.
Just as they continue walking, Flynn's gonna like essentially like, keep an eye on Kiyoskivi. Like every time he just asks questions, it's more of like a who is he, like very probing, very like trying to understand who Kiyoskivi is. It's just so order and cycle and where do you fit in the bigger picture with your god?
When I was found by the dwarves, they taught me of the gods. And one in particular was Salzan stood out to me and seemed to call to me. And the dwarf who was teaching me these things said that it's not a wise thing to go after this god, but he does seem to lend me his power, as I do have my spells. And when I mean not oft worshipped, I mean there has not been a cleric of Salzan in centuries, other than me.
Well, he's not gonna say anything, but his face just says interesting.
Man needs to read the Bible. He's gonna learn his stuff about gods.
He's a sailor. He knows
The main
things
holy
here
book
and
that is
there.
carried around doesn't actually say a single thing about Salzan.
He's a sailor. He doesn't know much about the gods.
It's the Bible. You get credit for trying.
Pretty much. That's where Flynn is at. He's like, yeah, I know a few
The Bible
gods.
equivalent only talks about 3 of them mostly.
And mine's not.
Yours is definitely not one of them.
You just made this fallen angels better.
It's one of those new translations.
Alright, I need another investigation or perception check.
Okay. I will do better this time. Oh, I did better this time.
I did
28.
not.
28.
With
Alright,
almost an
9.
9. You don't notice this.
Nope.
To your eyes, suddenly the trail just ends. To your eyes, the trail resumes at the bottom of a cliff.
They fall.
It looks like they did. There's evidence of it at the bottom.
Oh.
Let's head down. They clearly have moved since then, or been moved, so. I'm gonna
You can just see those two.
carefully
No
make my way
outline.
down.
Me and Dude, you're
Athletics
just
check.
laying there.
Athletics check, okay.
Can we make an acrobatic?
You may make an acrobatics.
17.
Alright, you get down
25.
safely. I also
Oh!
need a constitution check from both of you. I mean, saving throw.
For the winter.
Yep.
With the winter, you know what I mean.
16.
Pass.
15.
Pass.
Ooh.
We're doing good in the winter so far.
It gets a little bit. It gets a little bit colder as you go down, but there's a little bit of more protection from the wind down where you guys are, and you notice that you're at the mouth of a cave.
How likely did they enter this cave?
Also, there's a glow inside of the cave.
There's a glow inside this cave.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that part.
It's like, I mean, they very likely could have fallen and rolled into this cave. I think it's very likely. I want to try to listen, see what the cave, like what sounds, or like just like try to feel the cave of sounds, smells.
Perception check.
I'll do the same. Because
16.
I'll do some sleep
16.
talking if you
Okay.
want.
15.
If you want, I'll do some sleep talking.
All right. You hear extremely loud snoring. Like Duger snores, but like this is the mother of all Duger snoring right now. But you guys realize it's Duger snoring.
I believe we have found our
But
people.
you also hear faint whispers. Like just you can't make out any word, just like you can tell that something is whispering.
Sword at ready, just. I hope it's them whispering, but if you, so you heard the. I hope it's them whispering.
It's time whispering.
Oh boy. Just gonna start.
Ah,
making my
yes,
way
whispering
inside there.
while Duger is
Making my way
snoring.
there.
Burning whisper.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Anyways,
sword at the ready, just very attentive, walking into the cave, looking for anything that could be a trap.
All right, you walk into the cave, go deep. Are you guys trying to be stealthy about this?
Yes, I am.
I have disadvantage on stealth.
Yes, you do. Actually, both of you do right now because you are currently wearing the equivalent of hide armor.
That's fair.
So yeah,
Oh, that's a nat 20.
and that's a
One.
2.
One. Dang it. I love it. I got a 6.
I got a 7. Whoa!
All right, clunk,
Meant to be.
clunk, clunk, clunk.
Meant to be.
You walk down the rock in there and just like eventually like you round a corner and you see Duger and Burning Whisper honked out on the floor of this cave and there's a fire like sitting out over at the edge, like in the center of like a bigger room of the cave. You don't have a lot of like line of sight, but like you see the fire and just like right before the cave like opens and gets big. Duger and Burning Whisper. Also, the cave, like the tunnel that you guys walked in, like is approximately like 15 feet tall and wide. Just so you were aware of the size.
Pretty big.
Yeah. While walking in, I'm just like seeing them. It's like I'm gonna check out the fire. You wake him up and give him the blankets. I'm just gonna cast dancing lights around me. It's just.
Hey, there's bright light in here. You can see just fine.
Oh, perfect.
I'm gonna
I'm just
Wrap
gonna
me up like a burrito.
walk
wrap him up
as
with 2 burritos.
stealthy as I think I am towards the fire and just.
Do I wake up?
Is this?
Nope. You're not waking
Like, I
up
can
for
see-
the rest of the night. You're taking a long rest first.
Oh, what's that? Whoa. Yeah. Is it like by the fire? Can I see if there's anything? Is it darker light or?
It is bright light over there. Like this, the entire cave is lit with bright light. This is a large fire, like conjure bonfire level size.
Just gonna
Maybe
walk.
a little bit smaller.
Just gonna like just walk around and look. Just keep looking, trying to see anything. Just. There's something started this fire, and it's not these two.
You head over towards it. As soon as you come around the corner, you have a knife to your throat.
How did I not see him?
Q, you don't notice anything, but then like you hear like a slight choking sound. Like look up and you see that there is a knife to Flynn's throat. And there is a very large man with a very large axe standing a little above you. There are also 2 of the dragon creatures looking around, like stepping out from around the corner, moving shockingly quietly.
We do not mean to intrude. Our friends were drunk and wandered off. We will leave in peace if you let us.
You say you come in peace, yet you come without the invitation or welcome, brandishing weapons. What business have you in our outpost?
We didn't know this was an outpost.
Well, I think he means the island. Oh, well.
Well, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't.
Maybe.
Oh, you can continue with what you're saying.
It's like we didn't mean to intrude on your outpost. We were, like he said, searching for our friends, and it's been a crazy week, so we're just on edge right now. Nothing against you guys.
And yet you approach with weapons.
Like I said, it's been a crazy week. I'd rather be prepared, and I guess I wasn't, as your knife is still at my throat. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, it's the one with the knife that is talking right now. The other guy is being completely quiet.
And I'm gonna add. And would you rather you need a weapon and not have it, or have a weapon and not need it?
It is dishonorable to trespass without welcome. It is even more so to intrude with weapons.
Well, how can one trespass if we don't know? There's not like a sign saying something here.
There is.
Where was the sign? You need to make it more clear for us to see.
If you do not look, you will not see.
That's obvious.
We were searching for our friends.
Your friends are
Quite bad.
they look down and he looks over at them. Not in their right mind. They did not intend any dishonor towards us, and so none is received.
And we do not intend any dishonor as well. We are coming finding our friends who also have meant no dishonor.
Roll persuasion check.
While you guys are very intimidatingly like staring each other down, you can just hear me. Go, go.
16.
I did it. I did it for us.
The guy with the knife is going to, loosen his grip slightly. Is going to say, by the ancient way, you have dishonored us. If you are willing to meet your obligation, we will let you and your friends go in peace.
And to what obligation are you speaking of?
As you are outsiders, we understand the lack of understanding. You will leave our outpost, not interfere with any of our warriors, and the one that has been captured will surrender 1/5 of his possessions as payment for his capture.
Absolutely. It's like, first off, you have to explain to me the outpost and where your outpost starts and where it ends.
The cave.
Okay, perfect. We'll leave your outpost. Second, my possessions?
Only what you have on you, nothing that is irreplaceable, shall be counted as the token for the token.
I have a blanket and my sword.
You got several blankets. Actually, I took that picture. It's
It's like, I don't carry a lot on me. I don't see the need that you...
Where little is had, little is required, as per the ancient way.
My name is believing in your sleep.
not helping.
Not helping us, no. Just
kind of kicks and just.
I mean, wouldn't it just be trouble to like get me to give you the quarter portion of stuff that I have, and would it be easier to just let us go with our friends and we leave your outpost?
You may pay the prescribed price for your freedom, or you may pay with your life.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I like to have my life, so I will pay you. However, again, we did not mean to dishonor you in any way, shape, or form. We were just searching for our friends. We were focused on finding them and didn't see your sign. I just would like to keep the blanket as I am very cold.
There's much honor and glory in being loyal to one's companions. He releases the knife from off of your throat. And he's going to look over you, and he points down at your feet. The boots. That is what I will take,
My boot, there's snow outside.
and you will make it back.
I feel like look back at Cusick.
I might be able to carry 3 people.
What else do I have, my person? What else do I have?
What else we got?
I want to keep my shoes. Need those. I need that. Everything I have, I
Give
do.
me your prosthetic leg.
My limb?
You
My
looked at that
arm?
and decided that was not replaceable and therefore not to be considered.
Yeah, no, I can't really get rid of that.
Basically, what he looked at you is that you've got your clothes and apparently no coin pouch, and so that limits the things available. But
Yeah.
the ancient way must be followed.
It's the ancient way. I'm just gonna take off the boots, and if I go back to my boat and like leave something at the mouth, can I get my boots back?
If you wish to purchase the boots, purchase new boots, Elise provides excellent wares at her shop.
The tailor.
Yes.
Just gonna.
Sorry, we know that was the Hearthkeeper. Sorry, no. What was her name?
We never got her name.
But he probably had the name.
You said Elena. Was the
Elena.
Hearthkeeper.
Elise is the name of the tailor. Dang it all, I get my own name mixed up.
It's like. Fine. These bad boys have been with me for years now. I'm just gonna put him down and just give him to him. Just. It's like, you can carry that one, right?
I can't.
I'll look at his shoes and like, are we the same size?
About that, yeah. All right.
I swear.
All
You're
right.
gonna pay for that.
This is rescuing you.
The warrior
Always
is
have it
going to
fine.
keep his dagger. The
You make
axe is
things
going
worse.
to put it, like sling it back on his back.
I put my weapons away as well.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I see.
You notice also now at this point that now that the tension is broken, you see that there are actually 3 more people in this cave. None of them have any weapons out or none of them appear to have done anything other than wake up in response to noticing intruders entering. They seem like they have no intention of getting involved in any conflict that might have started. And you also notice that the cave goes there's another tunnel that goes in deeper, and outside of one of them you see a tail peeking out of one of the dragon creatures. Yeah. So the guy with the knife is going to puts a fist to his hand and then to his heart, then his head, then his heart again. He's going to say, "Go in peace. May you always find welcome and warmth." And
What's like a dwarven salute thing
just sleep. And a piece of free advice. If you intend to spend any more time near our borders, learn of our ways, or you will pay for the lack of knowledge. When an obligation is met, it is as if it had never happened. Go in peace.
You're just gonna walk away and just uncomfy in the Burning Whisper boots. Like, does this caver clean his boots?
Of course not.
I was about to say some of that yours.
I'm sorry.
I
Yes,
carry
they
the
were
2 dudes
sea-stained,
on my
but they were
shoulders.
nice.
You just hear me speaking drunk in your ears. I'm just like, kill.
You know what I do?
Donk. I got Aventara.
Just gonna continue wrapped in my blanket. Punching the microphone, I'm sorry. And as before I cross the threshold of the outpost, before we leave, our flames kind of went out. You don't happen to have any fire we could take on the way back to the boat, do you?
Our the fire that we have is an eternal flame. I'm afraid I cannot share it.
Understood.
The eternal flame.
Is that the same flame that Elaine uses?
Elena maintains hers through force of concentration or wind will.
Oh, I see.
Eternal flames are uncommon and quite and sacred artifacts. We have been given ours by the speaker of the ancestors from Franz.
I see.
What a shame Duger's asleep and drunk right now, otherwise this would be good for him.
Sugar. I love you, buddy.
Take your. He looks at that you see his mouth, the corner of his mouth just twitches slightly upwards. And say, that was quite talkative in his sleep.
Not in his sleep.
Take your talkative friend and the strange being there and
Man.
go your way.
I could drive this
Thank
boat
you.
better.
I'm gonna head back towards the boat.
We're gonna go fairly
Right.
quickly.
Also, at once you go out, Q, just you notice now that you are aware that there's some sort of sign around here, you look around and you see something kind of similar to the reindeer symbol, You see a dragon thing of the same type of like design, but it's very hard to notice. It is carved into the stone and it looks almost like a natural pattern. It's not easily noticeable, but it is there. In the dark, you would not have noticed it, except for the fact that your torches just barely got me lit before they went out. And then you got light.
We need like the red on black.
Yeah, walking out, I'm like, where was the sign? Like,
You don't see this at all.
I know, I'm saying like as Lee, like, where was the sign? There was
I'm
no
gonna
sign.
kind of nod my head towards it. Carved in the stone, very hard to see.
That's not. That you can't see that. It's supposed to be like a big flashy sign that's like, this tribe lives here. Do not enter, otherwise you dishonor entire tribe. Kind of sign.
You definitely didn't dishonor the entire tribe.
That
If
would
you did
be-
that, you'd be dead.
Very good. However, it's not the way.
It's just like, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's gonna be fine.
You may taste back the boat with these conditions.
Continuing dancing lights.
Athletics
into
check from both of you. Acrobatics will not work in this case.
Oh boy.
Well, actually, are you carrying someone?
No, he's.
I am.
Alright, you can do an acrobatics check then. What did you get? You did right.
10.
All right.
12.
Cool. You are slow, and your progress is difficult, but you may make it. I need all of you, including the drunk ones, to make me a Constitution saving throw against the cold. If you are poisoned, you have disadvantage on saving throws.
Oh jeez.
What if I? Oh. You have to be kidding me! One of them is a natural 20, but one of them is a 16. Con save?
Pass.
12.
Got a 9.
22.
I also got a 22. Because I'm running, somebody's
Pass,
doing
pass,
something.
fail.
Oh boy.
You take 6 cold damage, you take 5 cold damage. Alright, I need you to each make me one more. You are almost back to your ship.
Disadvantage?
If you're that is the situation, yes.
Freaking dang it!
21.
Pass.
18.
18.
What do you get?
I got 18.
Take 1 cold damage.
Yes!
What'd you get?
18.
Pass.
Nice.
My
Alright,
toes
you get
hate
back,
to see
the
it.
dragon is huddled you somehow got even smaller and is now huddled on there. Burning Whisper, you wake up for just a second and see a dragon on the boat.
Come at me, punk.
Yeah,
And then you go back to sleep.
that sounds about right.
I slapped them in the corner and
Alright, the cabin's still pretty warm from the time that the elemental weapon was on in there.
Yeah,
and
our-
you may
our
all
space
complete
heater.
a long rest.
Ah! Hallelujah!
Okay, yeah, I'm fine.
Long rest. Take long rest. Oh.
I've had a great time, and this is where we will take our break
understandable.
right now.
Okay.
Alright.
Perfect.
Well, everyone, thank you very much for watching part 1 of this episode. Tune in next time to find out what other interesting secrets and world building we will have to discover in the next episode.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What our players will do, because I'm kind of clueless right now what your plans are.
We are not very smart. He doesn't have to think very hard.
Nope, I don't.
I can drink my way to any situation.
I'll
Yep.
fix his situation.
Very entertaining. Okay.